Yo, what it is, man? Honestly, I just got back from pooping. I have to make these reactions. Found this nice little video to react to. Well, I'm guessing that it's nice. I just read the title. It looks spicy, but to cook up though. It says the father realizes his son was the actual killer. So we finna see what this is about. Um, let's jump right into it.
Let's just start with when's the last time that he actually talked to Aaron?
Why does that matter?
When's the last time you talked to her?
Why does that matter? No, I'm asking, why does that matter?
This is Brent Williams and his wife, Erin Mulcahy. To say their marriage is on the rocks would be something of an understatement.
I didn't want to be with Brent because he started to hit me and I don't want to be hit anymore.
When did he hit you last?
I'm afraid to tell you.
Only months after this,
the abusive relationships. My bad. It's 31 seconds in. I already paused the video. I do not care. This is Mike's video. But 30 seconds in, I already know. I already had the vibe that this was a domestic violence type of case. But I just don't like. He don't look like he would scare me if I was a female. But I don't know how. To me, he just like a cornball.
encounter with law enforcement, the marriage of Brent Williams and Erin Mulcahy would come.
Look at him, bro. He look crazy. I don't know what's up with y'all. Bro. This man look like he looked crazy. Like, look at his hair. Like, I'm confused. I ain't gonna lie though, the lady on the right though, something wrong with her eyes. I don't know.
Come to a tragic end. Erin had been found dead. At first, it looked like a terrible accident, but as the investigation delved deeper, the cops realized their sleepy village of Waynesville, Ohio, was about to experience its first homicide in almost 60 years.
That's good.
The investigation began on July 7th with a horrifying discovery.
That's my birthday.
What's going on?
Pretty sure she's been in there for 2 days, probably.
Okay, in this apartment here?
Yeah.
Aaron Mulcahy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brent and his dad was here the other day.
Okay, but they haven't been.
Evening, and she was in the shower then.
Okay,
I
yeah.
heard the water running, and I looked underneath the floor, and water was running out.
Running out. And so she's in here?
Yes.
Okay.
Chat, if I was in this situation, I would be shaking in my boots right now. Because I feel like you never know like what you might run into in life. Like, you don't know what's like behind the door in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can one day just randomly walk up on a corpse, and you're like, you know what I'm saying? Because it could be like that someday. Like, I'll be scared to, like, say I'm asleep and my dog dies the next day, and I find him under the table dead. Like, that's kind of treacherous. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Rigor mortis has already set in. Okay, I'll have you guys step out here because I'm going to have to get some pictures and things like that. So,
Yikes.
she's in the shower. Rigor's set in. Last time anybody saw her was a few days ago. Still getting some additional information on all that. Brent was here, her ex-boyfriend or whatever was here a couple days ago. And
Got your footprint on there?
no, that might be one of the guys coming from one of the landlords. They were coming in and redoing the apartment next door. They heard water running. And when Brent was here, supposedly the other day, he said that he heard water running, but they said there was water all the way. It was flooded all the way out here. So
We're not even going to perch because
right, yeah, exactly. So
we'll preserve the scene for you.
okay, all right. Well, I appreciate that. Okay.
I wonder how she really got though.
Brent's too, so my footprint's
Right.
right there.
Yeah, your footprints right here. I'm gonna talk these guys
It's 2:24 a.m.
and make sure they came in and shut the water off. But they're the ones that found her, so I would presume that.
Erin's neighbors had become concerned for her welfare, as they'd heard water constantly running from inside her apartment. It could be nothing to worry about, but Erin's neighbors decided to call her landlord to voice their concerns. Erin's landlord called Brent to try and get permission to enter the house, but he didn't answer the phone, so her landlord called Brent's father instead, who arrived a short time later to help. But instead of finding a problem with the plumbing, they found Erin's body slumped in the shower, and the worst part, she'd been there for several days. It would be easy to assume Erin was the victim of nothing more than an accident, as there appeared to be no injuries, stab wounds, and no sign of a suspicious death.
So did she just have a heart attack?
The officer knew Erin had been having problems with alcohol addiction, but he also knew her marriage to Brent was not a happy one, and there could be more to this case than first appeared.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I've got to get...
Actually, you know what? I do know what that is. That's a nose hair from.
Oh, okay. History of alcohol, alcoholism, and things like that. So. But I've got to investigate this as something beyond that because there has been domestic history and things like that. So, all right. Howdy.
To try and get a better picture, the officer spoke to Brent's father, who revealed Erin and Brent's marriage was on the verge of breaking down completely.
Let's just start, I guess, from the beginning. When was the last, prior to today, when was the last time you were actually in this apartment?
Thursday.
Thursday? And was anyone with you when you went in?
Brent and I went in.
Okay. And what happened on Thursday?
Brent needed to get his checks, extra checks, out of there because he didn't know what Erin was going to do.
Okay.
And he wanted me to come along because we're witness.
Sure. Makes sense.
Go in.
Yeah.
We hear the shower running.
Mm-hmm.
We think she's in the shower. He gets his checks.
Mm-hmm.
We leave.
Okay.
We come out here. We run into Jim standing right out here.
Mm-hmm.
And we said that we told him exactly what we done. We went in to get them checks and stuff. And he said, I talked to Erin the other day.
Who was this that you were talking to?
The guy that owns the place.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
He said Thursday, late afternoon, early evening, he said, I had talked to her yesterday, told her to get out. And that's about all that was said.
Okay.
He went his way.
Mm-hmm.
We did too. Earlier today, Brent went up and got some mail, and he said it had Erin's name on it, and he didn't want to bring it out here because he was afraid of trouble.
Sure.
Arguments.
Sure. Yeah.
So I said, well, just leave it there. I'll take it out.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our way up here.
Sure.
And he calls me.
Okay.
And said that he had to get in there.
Okay.
He told me about the water running, so he shut it on.
Okay. Before you guys made entry, he shut the water off? Okay.
So when I go in there, the bathroom door's closed. I beat on it. I open it up, and I thought I seen her laying on the floor there through the glass door.
Okay.
And then Jim called.
Imagine really catching your daughter like this, dog. Yo, it's gonna be a long.
You got this.
Did you actually walk into the bathroom?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Not crying.
How long had they been split up? Do you know roughly?
What is today? Saturday.
Today's Saturday. Yeah.
Monday, of last week.
5 days.
I don't know for sure.
Okay, so it's just been recent.
Very
recent. Okay.
Brent's father also revealed he and Brent visited the house 2 days earlier, and even though they heard the shower running, they didn't physically see Erin, so they couldn't confirm if she was alive at the time. Erin's father had his own theories about what had happened, as he'd been dealing with her alcohol addiction and mental health problems for years. In fact, it came almost as no surprise that she had passed away at an early age.
Victim's father.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Nice to meet you.
I've known him for years from church and stuff like that.
Okay.
And, he was telling me that Erin has had kind of struggled with alcohol.
Yeah, I keep watching it over here. I have 2 monitors.
She was bipolar too?
Bipolar.
Schizophrenic?
Yeah.
I remember her telling me that. As you know, I've been here many times. We've going on. It's been back and forth. Yeah.
That's why I haven't been here. I told them, wait, when you guys get your act together, then we'll start acting like a regular family. Sure. Busting and fighting, I'm not getting involved.
Right.
Because everyone's going to get me in the middle of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
But Erin's father also had a crucial piece of information that would help the cops trace Erin's last movements and try and solve the mystery of her death.
And I know she'd had seizures on and off, but I didn't know that how bad they were lately. I mean, she'd been having something lately. I just talked to her 2 days ago.
You did?
Yeah.
On the phone?
Yeah, on
Okay.
the phone, so.
Do you have date and time? A date we
I
can.
could look at my phone.
Okay.
Phone, yeah.
Okay. If we could get that, that'd be great.
Okay.
We're just trying to paint a picture as to how we got to where we're at right now. So.
Right. I understand.
It's entirely possible that Erin hadn't been taking her medication and had suffered a seizure while taking a shower, resulting in her untimely death. If Erin's father had spoken to her on the phone in the last couple of days, then finding out what time he made that call could help piece together this puzzle and determine a time of death.
Sure.
Hey, Brent. Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Yes, sir.
All right.
But luckily, Brent arrived on the scene and was more than happy to help the cops with their inquiries.
At this point in time, everything's, fine, and we're just here to talk and try to get this figured out, okay? Yes. So that's why we're here.
Well, let's just start with when's the last time that you actually talked to Erin?
Sunday.
Sunday?
I moved out Sunday.
You moved out on Sunday? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it kind of a heated argument or she just said, get your stuff and go?
I did. My dad came with me.
Okay.
Got my clothes.
Oh, that's his dad.
Pulled out.
Okay.
Went to Garden State that night.
Okay. All right. And did she say anything to you when you left or nothing at all?
No. I just said I was very quiet about it. My dad was with me. He'll vouch that I got my clothes, didn't say a word to her.
Sure.
And got out.
Okay.
There's nothing to suggest either Brent.
He creepy though. Like, why is he smiling? Even if I broke up with my girl, she kicked me out, and she dies the next day, I'm gonna be crying. Like, we've been together for a while. That doesn't mean feelings go out the door the next day when we break up. You know what I'm saying? So wouldn't he cry?
Brent or his father are hiding anything or withholding information. Brent seemed adamant that he entered and left the house as quickly as he could and didn't interact with Erin, other than by text message. But out of nowhere, Brent's father throws up a major red flag that's impossible to miss.
Did you guys have any conversation after that? You hadn't talked to her at all since Sunday?
Text her. Yeah, you can only read the text. You're more than welcome.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, that's fine.
I really don't bother me.
Okay.
Remember, Brent, I said don't volunteer. Answer questions, okay?
Okay.
Nah, I don't think that was a red flag. You just don't always. You can't trust cops all the time. Like they will flip what you say, and then you know what I'm saying. So you just sometimes have to watch yourself.
Okay.
On what you say.
This could just be a case of an overly cautious parent, as Brent himself seemed to have no problem cooperating with the cops, agreeing to pretty much anything the officer asked of him.
One other thing that I would like to do, and here again, this is just to eliminate you from any wrongdoing, is I was wondering if you would be willing to give a voluntary DNA sample. Like
for my
swab,
I'm willing to do that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Perfectly. That's absolutely perfect.
They had to take my
so
blood,
I got a consent form here. I'll fill that out, and then I'll have you sign it, and then we'll just get a swab from your cheeks, and it'll be done. It's pretty simple. It's pretty.
Sure.
If that's okay with you.
Like a plan.
But when it came to giving up his cell phone, Brent suddenly seemed reluctant to cooperate.
So are you saying that you really don't want to give up your phone at this time then?
Well, I don't want to give my phone. I have no reason to give up my phone. You've seen all the information I got on my phone.
Okay.
I get calls. I might need calls.
Oh, yeah, I'm confused, bro. Is this the boyfriend? Or I'm not gonna. Okay, it's raw reaction.
What's my parents?
I know what the title says, but I'm confused.
Yeah, I mean that's why we asked. I mean,
I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't want to give
look like a sweater.
Do you mind if I get pictures of those text messages?
Yeah.
Brent's behavior aroused suspicion with the cops. It could be possible that there's something on the phone he didn't want the cops to see, but if there was, they'd have to wait to find it. So to try and understand Erin and Brent's relationship more, Waynestown police reviewed body cam footage of one of the many times they'd been called to the residence. And just like this example from months earlier, the arguments usually started because of Erin's drinking.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
What's going on?
She left? She left? I didn't know what the situation was when she came back. I don't want to go to jail. She put me in jail once. And there she is, intoxicated as hell.
Okay. You think you're drunk?
I have drank.
Okay, yeah, I can tell. When did you start today?
Earlier today. I don't know exactly.
You on any probation?
Chat, shout out to all the people that don't drink, because I do not drink. I cannot do that. I cannot afford to do that. Like, to me, that doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for Mike. I can't afford to do that. That's not me. But shout out to all the people that are out there virgins, bro. That you don't drink, bro.
Medication right now?
No.
Are you on any medication?
I take trazodone for sleep.
Okay. You taking it today?
No.
I tell you, I'm going to fix this issue. I'm going to my mom's now.
Okay.
I'm going to get out of here. That's why I called.
No, yeah, and that's the right thing to do. You live here, right?
We both do. We're married. So I'm allowed to live here. And he is, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if my dad pays my rent.
Yeah, there hasn't been any other than verbal argument that.
How you a grown man and you don't pay the rent? That makes no sense. Or at least help. You know what I'm saying? You letting your girl dad pay the rent.
All the argument. All hadn't even been an argument.
I don't care if her dad's Tesla.
That's why you're here before something happens.
I mean,
Okay.
Elon Musk.
Well, I can't. I can't stay here all night and wait until. So what's the plan then?
I'm going to get my stuff, and I'm going out.
Okay. Are you doing that now or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I can stand by while you do that.
Can you do me a favor, though?
What's that?
I know you're a busy guy and everything, but can you drive by here once in a while? Because last time I was up, there was a guy here,
Okay.
and I'm worried about my
Who
stuff.
cares?
And I'm worried about my stuff.
Okay.
If you and I are not being together ever again,
Man, she be
leave me
cheating.
the hell alone.
Have you filed for divorce yet?
Yeah, I went to
Despite Aaron's threats, the couple were indeed together and separated again.
You know them toxic relationships. They get back together. They break up. They get back together. It's a thing that they do.
Several
You know
times
those-
over the
you
next
know
few
that
months.
relationship out there. You just your aunt, your
With
cousin,
nothing to
your
go
mom, your
off,
dad,
no
your
forensics,
best friend, or
and no
you.
solid lead in the
You know
case, the
someone
cops
that
had
has
no
a
choice but to try and
relationship like
convince Brent to give up his phone in the hope that it cleared him of any wrongdoing or gave them anything to go off. This encounter did not go as smoothly as planned.
Man,
Hello.
How you doing?
Is that her mom?
it's been horrible. I'm gonna get a robe on. I got my pajamas on.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Just in a bird.
Dark.
Are you looking for Brent?
Living the dream. We are. Is he here?
No, he's in line.
Okay.
Is he?
Okay.
What's that?
Okay. Is there any way you could get a hold of him or have him come back down here? Because I'd like to talk to him again, if that's okay, real quick.
Well, yeah, but it's not going to be real quick. He's in line.
No, I understand that.
Why are you wanting to talk to him again?
Right.
There's just a few more things that I'd
My
like
wife
to.
don't know what's
we'd like to
going
talk
on.
to him about
guarantee.
from
My
Saturday
background
night
is
when we
cool.
talked and
Like,
whatnot.
Okay, you got me on it.
yeah.
You got his mother on it.
Okay.
You better come across with something, buddy, because I'm thinking my son's going to jail, and you better straight help me out on this one. And I'm damn serious.
Okay. He's not going to jail.
Okay. You sure of that?
No, he's not going to jail.
Okay. Then I'm going to call him.
Yeah. No.
'Cause I'm
Is he
about
gonna
ready
be
to fall
charged
over
with
here.
something?
Do
No.
what?
Is he gonna be charged with something?
No. We're still trying to figure out exactly what's
We're still
going
trying
on.
to get this figured out, okay?
With no sign of Brent, the
of
officers
red-
were left to
yeah,
deal with his
red flag.
increasingly hostile parents who were intent on questioning every step of the investigation.
Because there are some loopholes that we're trying to get those loopholes filled up. That's what we're trying to do.
Well, I'm about ready to pass out here.
Okay.
I am
Because you're
too.
working me up. And I know you're not doing this and all this.
That's big trying to calm me
How
down.
am I working you up, sir?
Because my son is in on this and you're asking more questions about him.
And she's
Wouldn't you
dead.
be concerned about him?
Right.
You wouldn't be concerned about your son? Wouldn't you?
We've been a mess.
I understand that, and that's why we're trying to
Come and
get.
sit down.
That's why we're trying to get
Come on,
everything.
we can
figured
sit
out.
down here.
When I left down there the other day talking to you, I felt pretty good.
Right.
And then you come back and lay this on me. Well, and that fella right there told me the same, give me the same feeling.
Right. Well, and when what I tried to explain is all we're trying to do now is,
That's right,
you know,
cops do.
whenever you have a conversation with somebody,
Like,
you go back and you think, oh gosh, I wish I would ask this question, or I wish I.
You say that when you come in.
Well,
You were afraid.
They
you
have
were
to ask that
secretive. Like, I got to talk to him, and I understand that you got to talk to him, but you got to understand we're living through this.
sure, absolutely.
Well, I understand
You
that.
got children,
No, I do not.
but you're lucky.
The situation wasn't improving, and the cops' very presence
I say lock old man Jenkins up. He acting a fool.
seemed to be making things worse, with Brent's father on the verge of losing control.
No, we're really all we're trying to do is fill in some gaps. You know, we had some questions.
You got pissing me off.
Lynn, I don't understand why you're upset.
I do. You're acting like you're going to try and put my son in jail. That's what I'm thinking. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You're not. You're wrong. I am not. I have no intention on putting your son in jail, but
I'm scared to death you are.
we have an obligation to figure out what took place as well. And there's a couple more questions that we have for him. And the reason we came here is because this is where he is living. If he wasn't living here, we would go to where he lives.
With the officers making no progress, they decided it was in everyone's best interests to back off and turn their attention elsewhere to search for the answers. The cops would get some of the answers they needed when the autopsy report came back, and the results were much worse than anyone could have expected. Erin had been strangled and had traces of blood in her mouth, suggesting she'd also been punched or struck with an object. So for the first time since 1959, Waynesville police opened a homicide investigation. Armed with this new information and a warrant for Brent's cell phone, the cops once again called on the Williams residence. And although Brent was home this time around, the welcome wasn't any warmer than
when they get them warrants, bro, they can do whatever they want, bro.
their previous visits.
Morning. How you doing? Okay, that's wonderful.
What can we do for you?
So how you doing this morning? Great, wonderful, wonderful.
He looks like he don't click.
All conversations I have are recorded. Yeah.
So, okay.
Why weren't we told that?
Because
it's not an obligation.
Yeah, like everybody should know that.
No, we're not keeping anything from you guys.
Okay. We're getting legal counsel. Here.
Why are they acting so suspicious? If I'm a cop, I'm already knowing. I'm gonna have to put everybody in cuffs. I don't trust Granny either.
I'm calling him today.
Okay. We don't. We've got his number. We don't need his
Now,
number.
you didn't tell us this is it. Yeah, you're scaring us.
Okay.
When I saw his phone, I knew.
Actually, I was checking the time. I was actually checking the time, but
So, I mean, no, that's fine. You know, this is how we do everything.
You should have told us.
Okay. We're not obligated to let you know. I mean,
It's been nice if you would have said that to him.
okay.
just like if you get pulled over on the side of the road, you're being recorded always. The cruiser cam and everything else.
We're getting legal counsel, all three of us.
That's absolutely not a problem.
Today.
No problem.
That's not a problem.
You should have let us know that.
Okay.
No, you're not being fair.
Okay. Well, that's fine. You
Not being
want to stay? I'm going to call Pete real quick.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Why are you calling Pete? Hey,
Yes, sir.
Why are you calling Pete?
Calling.
Who you?
I'm calling the other detective. He's got some paperwork to give to Brent real quick. Okay.
No, I'm not gonna fill it out with that legal.
No. That's
No, it's not about filling it out.
not a problem. I'll be right back.
You guys are not doing us fair. You're not treating us fair, but.
I can't apologize for coming here at 9 at night.
Yeah, but
I really can't.
he said that this was not, he's not going to arrest my son.
We are
That
not.
could wait till today.
We are not arresting him. Did you have anything else?
One thing's for sure, all four of you has got me scared. All four of you. I'm scared.
Like I said,
I haven't slept.
the only
You
thing
guys
we're
don't
trying to
care.
do is trying to figure out and run every answer, question,
Oh,
anything
woman
down that
thinks
we
it's
can
sweating
to
his
figure
nuts
out what,
off.
because it's not right.
My
She's-
son's going through his wife's
she's-
funeral, and you guys are putting my, taking his phone.
what him of all people, at some point, I would hope, would say, you guys did everything you could.
Well,
I know it doesn't seem that way now.
The thing is, we all know
No what?
in our hearts why that lady died.
Why did she die?
Because she was alcoholic.
Despite the monumental effort to obtain
He's pushing that. Okay, with my knowledge of okay, before I did YouTube and all that, this is literally what I do. I should have been watching these videos all day with cars and random stuff. You know what I'm saying? from my knowledge of what I'll be watching, he's pushing the fact that she's an alcoholic too much to the point to where he's trying to brush off the fact of how she actually died, which was strangled. So clearly something's going on. Like, he's
Brent's cell phone, the search came up with nothing incriminating or any suggestion he was going to kill or even harm Aaron. So the cops focused their attention on Aaron's phone and the last time it was active. Turns out, Aaron made a phone call on July 5th and then went quiet. Brent had also told police he had sent Aaron a text message the very same night, but she never replied, and it started to look like that was the night she was killed. But it was when the cops spoke to one of Aaron's friends that they realized they might have found a new suspect, a man named Jimmy. Aaron had met Jimmy for an illicit encounter after she joined an online dating app behind her husband's back.
That's the random dude that would come over.
If you could help me out. I actually am coming to you for some help if you don't mind.
Depends.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a name. And you're probably going to think I'm here for another reason, but I'm not here for that reason, okay? So can I give you that name? Aaron McCauley.
There's a very good reason the cops are being very gentle with their suspect, and that's because after he and Aaron slept together, she accused him of assaulting her in an investigation that was still ongoing at the time. The cops could be forgiven for thinking Jimmy is involved and that he may have a motive to kill Aaron, but Jimmy is clear that he didn't assault Aaron at all and hadn't been in touch with her since.
I don't know if you have heard, but she had passed away.
No, I didn't know. I haven't spoken to her.
What I would like to know is how you met her. Online? Okay. Do you remember what dating website that was?
Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish? Okay.
Cause I ain't never heard of Plenty Fish. That sound like it's the
Jimmy had been cooperative and provided a sample of DNA, so even though he was still on the cops' radar, they were confident he wasn't involved in Aaron's murder. This left the investigation back to square one. But just when it looked like the case might stall altogether, the cops received information from someone who had become involved with Brent after Aaron's death. And what she told the cops blew the case wide open. This is Tiffany, and she met Brent after they started chatting on a dating website.
He wanted to meet up with me last weekend, and I kept telling him I had to work.
Okay.
Well, then he kept texting me and calling me, so I finally got back a hold of him. And then we were just texting. So we met yesterday over at Shawnee Reed Road. But he started talking about his wife dying. I'm like, okay, I thought maybe it happened, a while ago.
Right.
When the more and more talked, I said, so how long ago did it happen? Oh, it's not been 2 weeks yet. So my first reaction was, are you serious? I mean, if my husband died and I'm a widow,
it'd take a while.
I wouldn't be worried about being on these chat lines and doing this whatever,
Her description of Brent's chilling attitude towards his deceased wife is a major red flag for the cops. But the worst was yet to come, as Tiffany single-handedly helped solve one of Waynesville's most brutal crimes when she revealed Brent's true motive for killing his wife.
But the way he's...
Honestly, the only way, let's be real, fellas, the way, I don't know.
Said it was
weird
as hell.
What did he say?
We were sitting there, and he was talking about, he's got to get this on in his life. I said, we don't have to rush this. Even though I wasn't trying to be, I was just talking. I said, we don't have to rush this. I said, because you need to grieve for your dead wife. I said, most people are. He goes, well, I was done, I already grieved. He goes, I didn't care before she died. I've been okay with this. He's like, I'm ready to move on. And then he's all happy about getting a check in the mail for her death. The way he said it, he was like, weird. He said, well, I'm waiting for a check in the mail. I said, for what? And he said, life insurance. And I said, well, you took one? He's like, yeah, I took one out on her. He's like, I knew she was going to die. I said, well,
did he say how much?
$25,000?
As if cashing in on his wife's life insurance wasn't evidence enough, Brent had taken out the policy only 5 weeks before Aaron's death. Just as things couldn't get any worse for Brent, the DNA evidence cleared Jimmy of any wrongdoing, and this was all the evidence the cops needed to finally make an arrest.
Hey, Con, take it easy. He does know about outside.
Wow. Wait, what does it say?
What he's got? You're
Father realizes
I'll
his
tell you
son.
something right now, sir.
Oh, I read the title wrong. Okay, that is his son that did it.
He did
I'm
not.
thinking that they had a son and the son killed the dad.
Stop this! Come on, put me on your... First of all, you're arresting me when I didn't do nothing wrong. That's fine. Let's go. Let's go to jail.
Brent Williams was charged with Aaron's murder, and his trial took place in the Auglaize County Common Pleas Court. He waived his right to a jury trial, leaving a judge to decide his fate. With the motive of a life insurance payout and DNA evidence, Brent Williams was found guilty of murdering Aaron Mulcahy and sentenced to 15 years to life.
Ain't that long though. He get out.
Dear Heavenly Father, be with this.
Let me know if y'all was rocking on that video, bro. Y'all know how I might get. You know how I might get. You know what I'm saying? I be chilling every day. I'm trying to get back on this, running it up. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if y'all rocking with Mike. Leave a comment below. Subscribe. And like, so I'm not gonna be one of them YouTubers, but yeah, if you follow, you family. I'm gonna try to make another reaction after this. It was a cool 30 minutes. I'm gonna try to make a shorter video, I promise. Catch y'all later, man.